Happy Wednesday to you all. Welcome to AH Live, and it's another special double header today. We have the incredible Rick Braun. I was able to sit down and chat with him a few days ago and just catch up and see what's going on. It's been almost a year since he's been on the show, so I can't wait to share that with you along with an encore presentation of a tune of his called Bahia. And also a special bonus, friend of the show, Gino Rosaria. You remember him, he came on a few months ago, and he is back with his brand new single with another friend of the show, Wakana. They put together a very cool performance for you guys to check out after we hear from Rick. So excited to have you. As always, I'm fresh off the plane from Cabo, just got back from Warren Hills Festival, and I imagine a few of you out there watching were there as well. It was so much fun. Huge thanks to Warren and the whole gang down there for having me, and I have pictures to share and some stories as well. But speaking of sharing, do us a favor, click share. And let's spread the good vibes. We're here every Wednesday, and I've got a great show dialed up for you next week. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But first, we got to get straight to the music. I put together a brand new tune for you guys, never performed before here on AH Live, and it's a tune I think you're going to recognize and enjoy. It is called People Make the World Go Round. Little stylistics for you, just to get us warmed up. getting warmed up in AH Live. As I mentioned, we have the incredible Rick Braun and Gino Rosaria in the house with some music for you and some conversation. Real quick, just want to remind you, you guys are the reason I'm able to keep this show going now for 61 weeks straight. So if you want to help us out, just click the link in the description. PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, of course, stars as well. And cannot thank you guys enough. So without further ado, hope you'll enjoy Rick, followed by Gino.
Hey, this Zoom is brought to you by Sweetwater.
Yes, it is. We got our Sweetwater sign back there, man. It's like, where do I put it? I keep moving the show from one room to another, and it's like, gotta move the Sweetwater sign.
Right. Oh, man. Where are you getting in from?
Well, I tried to play some golf today, and I had a wonderful day at golfing the other day. I had a great lesson. I'm starting to think maybe I can do this, and today was horrible. Just horrible. Just horrible. And it's like, golf is so frustrating. I mean, I felt so confident yesterday. Hey, I feel like a third grader once again, because that's what it does to you anyway. We're not here to talk about golf. So let's talk about important things like, does this hat actually match this shirt? Because I'm questioning my fashion choice. For once, my wife did not dress me for this. So I know I'm out on a limb here.
I like it. I think it's working. It's
pushing the envelope. I know that. But
well, because there's like a flowery theme on the shirt, but then you've got the vertical lines on the. Yeah, you're going for it, but why not?
I'm going for it, and you know what? You got to give people something to talk about. I mean, whatever.
Right. Yeah. How was his trumpet? Man, he had a great hat.
Yeah, that's it.
People
about that Mixolydian lick that I played over, nothing,
Not to get nerdy, but you always throw in the demolished scale. I almost said the diminished scale and the half whole. I love it, man.
I am a big fan of see. Here's that, and being a fan of that scale says a lot about me, because there are only 3 of them.
Now, see, you shouldn't have said that. Now we know.
I picked an instrument which has 1, 2, 3 valves. Okay, it's a simplistic instrument, and I like scale. What we're talking about is this. It's a symmetrical diminished scale, which is a half step, whole step scale. And if you play it half step, whole step, and there's only 3 of them. Like there's C sharp, and then D, and then it repeats because E flat is the same as the C sharp. So once you learn those 3 scales, you got a lot of territory covered. So I like that. And what's interesting is if you play it half step, whole step, it works over dominant chords. But if you play it whole step, half step, it works over diminished chords. Right? I think I'm right.
No, you're right. I mean, and what's great is learn 3, then hit the bar. You're done.
Exactly.
Well, man, the last time you were on, we were talking all about our virtual shows, pandemic, etc. This is a much different interview because we have all these performances. The last time I just saw you at Seabreeze, and Lindsay and I warmed up the stage for you and Richard, and y'all killed it. Man, how does it feel to get back out there?
Well, first of all, you didn't just warm up the stage. You guys set it on fire, and you sounded great, Adam and Lindsay. You guys, it was really. I don't know about you, but for me, I had some emotional moments during our show where it's like, this is so. Oh, it's something that I missed so much, and the crowd was impressive. I mean, it was large and enthusiastic, and the show was very special, and it was really special, especially to share the stage again with my dear friend Richard.
Yeah, and speaking of which, I've always wanted to ask you, this is a great time, is a lot of people get together and tour, and you'll see a group of 2 people, and they'll grab from their catalog. You guys took it a step further. You actually made original music with each other, and it's a really awesome show. What was the impetus for that, for you guys to actually pair up and make an actual project out of it?
Well, I've produced, I think maybe 4 of Richard's projects. The last 4 I missed one in the middle that Paul Braun produced, but um, so we've been working together. We've been touring together as part of Guitars and Saxes, and
Hmm.
we decided to make a record, in the tradition of the great, trumpet tenor combos, of which there are so many you can barely mention them. I mean, Miles Davis and John Coltrane, the Brecker brothers. The list goes on and on of trumpet players and tenor players making music with that classic sound. And Richard and I both came from horn bands. He was, of course, a regular in Tower Power, and I had the wonderful opportunity to play in Tower Power and sub for Greg Adams.
Wow.
On a couple occasions, and so we're both. And I was in a band called Jack Mack and the Heart Attack, and we and War. I mean, a horn band as well. So the history of playing horn music was there for both of us, and we share that passion. And so it was kind of a natural progression for us to just say, let's make a record together and write some stuff that's totally geared towards that tenor trumpet combo.
No, it's awesome, and it's cool too, because if you go see a Rick Braun show or Richard Elliott show, that would be different than the two of you together R&R, and you've got the repertoire, the flow of the show. It's really great. It's unique. So I always enjoy it for sure. And I think I've noticed you guys have quite a few shows popping up this year's R&R, if I'm not mistaken.
We do, and it's a fun package because it's just the two of us. So we both get to have a significant amount of stage time, as opposed to a lot of packages where there's 3, 4, or more people, and then there's a big, the fans don't really get this, but there's a lot of negotiation for how much stage time do we get, and then there's always somebody who goes over, and then you're like, oh man, now I got to cut my songs and whatever. But Richard and I, it's a really nice package. And since you brought it up, we are talking about doing another R&R CD.
Woo!
And I'm sure you'll be a part of that in one way or the other,
It would be my honor. No, the music you've done together is classic, and that is really great to hear. And I saw a post saying that you were doing a preview of your new record. It's coming out in the fall. What can you tell us about that?
Well, it's a work in progress. And, you and I talked at Seabreeze about us getting together and writing together. And that invitation is still there. And I'm not done with the record. So I'm hoping we can find time, maybe even next week, Adam.
Let's do it.
Come over and we'll see what we come up with. I wrote a song a couple days ago with Carnell Harrell. And
nice.
It's a really nice song. I've been writing a lot of the songs myself, so I've really just been doing the one-man show here, and it takes me 3 days to play a keyboard part that a regular keyboard player would whip off in 10 minutes. But I'm a glutton for punishment and a fashion a fashion failure, but I'm having a great time just being here. And I got my keyboards here, I got my board, I got my horn right here ready to go, and I just swapped this microphone out for my Royer 122, and come down here in my pajamas, and that's the record. I start doing the record.
Man, that's great.
Pajamas don't match either. They don't match either, so it's just
that's important. Well, as long as you're consistent. Oh, that's great. So we're definitely looking forward to that in the fall. We got lots of shows coming up. How's it looking with your New Year's show? You are also a promoter extraordinaire. How's that coming along?
We are gonna do New Year's Eve, and it's looking really good. It's going to be a great show. Richard and I are going to be the main show. Selena Albright is going to be a part of the show. Vincent Ingala is going to be doing the dinner show and probably joining us on stage. And then the night before, starting the party early, is Eric Daria. People have to come to rickbraun.com to find out information about that stuff.
Perfect. Well, that's awesome. We got so much to look forward to. New Year's, the new record, lots of shows coming up. And Rick just mentioned right there, rickbraun.com to get your tickets. Thanks so much, Rick, for taking the time to jump in here on AH Live.
My pleasure, Adam Hawley. I'm a big fan of yours, and we have to get you back on RCL soon. I know the shows are coming back online, but my calendar, and I'm sure yours, is we're looking at June, and there's not a lot going on. A couple things. Maybe you're getting booked. You're much more popular than I am, so I know you probably have shows every weekend. It's funny.
I feel fortunate. It's filling up, but I will definitely make time. I had such a blast coming on your show, so let's do it, please. Let's make it happen.
Okay, absolutely. Thank you. And thank you for having me. And it's really cool that you've kept this going throughout the pandemic as well. And I know that all of the fans are grateful to you for keeping your show going and keeping things out there so people have something to do, something to watch.
For sure. Well, appreciate you, Rick. Thanks so much. And hopefully we'll see you on RCL soon.
Absolutely, Adam. Thank you so much, buddy. Take care of yourself.
Yes, that was Gino Rosaria featuring Wakana all the way from Japan. Man, really killer tune, Gino. I had the distinct honor of producing that and mixing it. It was so much fun connecting with Gino again and Wakana. And that tune is doing awesome. This is its first week out. It was on the most added list for Billboard. It's on Watercolors and several other stations, so check it out. Don't stop now. Thank you, Gino, for sending that in. And another thanks to Rick Braun. Always great to have him in the house as well. And I think you guys know what time it is. It's time to bring in my lovely wife, Kat, with the Cat Cam. Hey.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. And, well, you and I know because I already dubbed it. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is the finesse outfit, I feel like. The Cardi B finesse outfit. If you've seen the video, I feel like you're channeling that a little bit with the pastels.
You are so funny. Yeah. Well, it's just cute.
Yeah.
And Cardi B is cute.
Okay,
I
well,
like Cardi B.
Well, there you go. Somebody called you the Cardi B of smooth jazz. Who was that?
That was Larry.
Oh, okay.
Larry Horn,
All
one
right.
of our family friends.
That is too funny. The Cardi B of smooth jazz. Well, what are the people saying out there?
Well, of course, we have everyone sending in their shout outs where they're watching from. We have Steve Hall. Steve Hall's always watching every week. Hi, Steve.
What's up, Steve? Mastering engineer extraordinaire. He mastered that tune you just heard from Gino and all of my projects as well.
And then we have Carol Pomper watching from Central Virginia.
Okay, all right. What's up?
Emmanuel Levy. It could be Levy or Levy. And he says he's watching in London. It's 2 a.m.
Oh, thank you for staying up.
So you and Cece are watching.
That is awesome.
You know, in the mist of the morning.
We are honored that you would stay up that late to hang with us. So thank you. Welcome.
And then Ellen Nakata Harper, she says happy Wednesday to all from Sacramento.
Always in the house.
And
NorCal.
we have Marilyn and Rick always watching from San Diego.
All right,
Hi.
I've got some of your pictures. I grabbed them. I'm going to show them here in a second from Cabo.
Vaughn and Lynn Stupert watching in Easton, Pennsylvania.
All right,
Vaughn and Lynn
what's
are
up?
always watching. Thanks, guys. We have Robert Zahn. He says, hello, Catatamaniacs.
Wow, now that's a new one.
And he's watching from Wisconsin Outpost.
Oh, very cool.
And
okay,
Connie
what's up?
Epley is watching in Illinois.
If you're in Wisconsin, don't forget to make it. We're going to be there on a Wednesday at the Racine Animal Crackers series. That's in August. So I hope you can make the show if you're in Wisconsin.
What is the city called?
Racine.
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 That reminds me of, you guys remember the movie A League of Their Own? That was one of my favorite movies growing up. And I think one of the teams were from Racine.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
it makes me think of that movie.
There you go. There you go. Right outside Milwaukee.
And then we have James Creer. He says he's watching from RVA.
All
Althea
right.
McMillan is also watching in the RVA area.
Awesome.
Paul
awesome.
Moore is in San Jacinto or
Okay.
Cinto. And then Kathy McGrath, she's watching from Colorado Springs.
All right. We're going to be up there. We're at the Earl Klugh Festival. I hope you can make it. I just had somebody messaging me asking about tickets. So, yeah, we are going to be hanging up there at the Broadmoor.
Carrie McInes says, or McIne says, Cardi B cannot compare to Kat.
Well, there you go. There you
Thank you. Andrea Robinson Nollies, she's watching from Baltimore.
go. Okay. What's up? What's
Debbie
up?
Cope says it's over 100 degrees here in Vegas.
Oh, my goodness.
I know. That's super hot.
That is toasty. And actually, we're working on... a week ago, I got asked about a show, so stay tuned. It's not confirmed yet, but there may be a Vegas show popping up very soon.
Otelia White says hello from South Carolina.
All right, all right. Charleston just got booked. I'm going to be at Low Country. You know what? Rather than me spitting out all these dates, let's just pull up the tour schedule. Sorry, Kat.
Pull up the schedule.
This is an update from last week if you were watching. A bunch of new shows since we aired 1 week ago. One of those is that Low Country Festival in Charleston, South Carolina. That's on a Sunday. And very excited to team up with my good buddy Lindsay Webster again. So the two of us will be hanging out there, and they have an awesome awesome lineup for that entire weekend, and we're gonna be out that entire weekend. We've got Pensacola on that Friday, Tulsa on the Saturday, and then we'll be in Charleston on Sunday. Let's see what else is new. Dallas is now for sale. You can just go to my website. Actually, Fort Worth, Dallas, Fort Worth area, but it's in Fort Worth at the warehouse that just went online. So grab your tickets. You can get the link on my website. And I think there's a couple other new ones here. But anyways, if you're wondering about shows, just go to adamholly.com and you can get all of the info. So very excited. Oh, the other new one is Fort Wayne. Just got added. Fort Wayne, Indiana, September 26th. I don't know if it's announced yet, but I just announced it. So if you're anywhere near Fort Wayne, hope to see you there. It is going to be a blast. All right, back to you, Kat. Sorry to just interject.
No, it's okay.
Take your thunder.
I have one of my good friends watching, Stephanie Ramirez. She's here just like 5 minutes from us. Hi, Steph.
All right, what's up?
And she said, yes, want to see you guys in Vegas.
Yeah.
Wait, you're gonna drive to Vegas and see us, Steph? And so many people are talking about how beautiful the Earl Clue Festival always is.
This is our first time. Now, we've done the one at Kiowa, which is gorgeous. So I'm excited to see the one in Colorado because I keep hearing that it's just absolutely beautiful up there. So we'll be there. Hope to see you.
Lori Erickson, she says, wow, the font is getting smaller and smaller on your 2021 tour.
I know.
So many great shows.
I'm going to have to break it up into, and I even deleted the shows that have already happened, and it's still hard to read. So I'm going to have to start doing a 2-pager or something to help you guys out. It's hard for me to read, too. I'm trying to squint from across the room. Now, where am I playing?
Okay, so when you were doing your interview with Rick, so many people were commenting how they loved the interviews and they get to learn so much about the musicians that you have on the show.
Yeah.
Valerie Kovacs, she says, big thanks to Adam for those interviews, always learning new things about the musicians.
Of course.
So many other people were saying they didn't know that Rick played with War. And
yeah, I just learned that too. And in fact, War was at Cabo when we were down there. We missed it because I think they played before we got there or something. But we heard that they were absolutely awesome. And so yeah, Rick, he's got quite a history.
And what's some of the songs that War is in? I know
they
so many people have
hits.
heard them.
The World is a Ghetto, Cisco Kid. Yeah, there's just so many.
A bunch.
So yeah, they got about 8 tunes that you just can't
not know.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyways.
And then, of course, when you guys were talking about his shirt and hat, people were chiming in saying that you look cool, Rick.
Yeah.
They love the hat.
I thought it was working.
Said he looked smooth.
Yeah. I thought it was working, but he kept going back to it. So I was like,
it was fine.
No,
yeah.
You got it, Rick.
And then when you guys were talking about your scales, so many people were lost. They were like, what? We don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
A little musician geekiness.
It became a little bit of a masterclass there for a second, but it was pretty funny.
Some people were like, I don't know, but you guys are great. And Robert Zahn, he's chiming in now. He says he agrees on the interviews. It's always interesting and often fun.
Oh, appreciate it. It's my pleasure.
And then Gary Fuston says, wow, that's cool to hear that War is still kicking.
Yeah. No, they were, from what we heard, they were really awesome. I actually did a couple shows with their original guitar player, Howard, before I started touring on a national level when I used to play kind of here in L.A. They affectionately call it the burrito circuit. I was playing in Montebello, East LA. So yeah, we did a couple shows. It was so much fun.
And you know what? Today I was skimming through Netflix.
Okay.
And you guys, I'm like worse than Adam when you're trying to find a station on the radio. I can never find anything to watch, so I'm like skimming through all the stuff for like an hour before I find what I want to watch.
I feel like it was easier, when I was growing up, especially up until about my, I would say all the way up through before 10 years old, we had 5 stations and 1 TV, and I don't know, there was always something to watch. And
But I
now we
think
have all these streaming
that's like
services.
a little crazy. 5 stations, was that because you were in Oregon?
Wow. She's always likes to put me down from my background. No, I mean, we had
5 stations. That sounds like something from the 50s.
we had a TV, and it was one of those TVs that was like a piece of furniture, you know, and yeah, we were just using the antenna, so it was whatever you could get out of the air.
So Oregon.
You guys know what I'm talking about out there.
Anyways, before I was rudely interrupted in
So
my
what?
story.
You were born with cable TV?
More than 5 stations. But no, I was just saying, because going to war, how you were saying that they have so many songs that you can't not know. And I came across the tribute concert to Dolly Parton. And it was Miley Cyrus and Shawn Mendes and some other people singing. And they were singing these songs. And I was like, wait, Dolly Parton wrote this?
Oh,
There's just
yeah.
all these songs. I had no idea that
amazing.
she wrote
Yeah.
or co-wrote or produced. I was just like, this is insane.
It's pretty incredible,
Yeah.
her catalog.
I
you
know.
So, yeah.
Every song they sang, I was like, what? Because you know them, but you just didn't know that she wrote them.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Okay, and then so when we saw that amazing video with Gino,
Yeah.
Gary Fuston said, Gino and Wakana, what a great sound together. He loved it.
Yeah. No,
And then Kathleen Wade Caston said they sound so good together.
yeah, no, they really did an
Yeah.
amazing job. Yeah.
And so many people were putting up their fire emojis during the, what was the song?
It's
I
called
didn't
Don't
catch it.
Stop Now with
Don't
an
Stop
explanation
Now.
point. Don't stop now.
Right.
And yeah, make sure you grab it. You know, it's going to be on all of the DSPs, iTunes, Spotify. It should be coming to a station near you. As I mentioned, he was on the most added list this week on Billboard. So very excited for Gino.
Yeah, and they're still playing his first single.
Oh yeah,
from
they
his
play it
first
all
album.
the time.
I hear it all the time.
Yeah, featured Marcus Anderson. Yeah, Night Groove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I've heard this one yet.
Well, it just came out.
Okay.
Like a couple days ago.
Because
So.
when it was playing, I feel like I knew it, but that's probably because I probably heard it in here.
Well, you heard me, play it 50 million
Working on
times,
it.
working on the mix. Yeah, so.
Stephanie Ramirez says, Dolly, that woman has wrote a lot of songs
Oh, yeah.
for other artists.
Yep.
So people were commenting on the 5 stations. My friend Charlene says she had to crawl through shag carpet to get to change the channel.
Yes, there was no remote. So you had to go over to the TV and turn it. And I always had to fight my mom because she wanted to watch the soap operas. I wanted to watch, afternoon cartoons or whatnot. So it was a bit of a negotiation.
Well, I think for me, the reason why I became such a huge movie buff, not only because I was, doing stage acting when I was younger, but we would watch the movies that would come on the weekend on KTLA 5. And at that time, they would play like older movies, and my mom was such a huge fan of like 80s and 90s movies.
Yeah.
So that made me fall in love with all those 80s and early 90s actors.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even think of them right now because I'm blanking. But the cute
What
one
an
who
impression.
kind of messed up her face with plastic surgery.
Wow.
She's really cute. Meg Ryan. Oh, I love her. She's so cute, and she like jacked herself
There's
up.
so
with
many
plastic
other ways
surgery.
you could have introduced her.
What? It's the truth. Just Google Meg Ryan, and
Oh,
you guys will be
gosh.
shocked
All
because
right.
she was so adorable.
All right.
But yeah, like all those movies, and some people like in early Keanu Reeves movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, all
Point
of that.
Break, all that. Yeah.
Do you want to get to Ask Adam, or do you have?
Well, I have some pictures, and then we're going to do Ask Adam. Let me pull up my slideshow. So we have
Okay.
just a few from our trip to Cabo. We had so much fun. This is only my 4th show back. I did the live stream with Dave, Seabreeze, Phoenix. So this is show 4 in Cabo. And so I just got a few. Here's the 2 of us on the plane, United Airlines. And one nice thing about this gig is it was a direct flight, just a 2-hour flight from LAX. So that was pretty comfortable. And then about a 40-minute drive from the airport to the hotel. I think I got here's a few pictures from outside of our hotel room. We're right on the beach. Interesting, I did not realize till we got there and they made us sign several waivers. The water is not something to be tangled with.
Right.
So if you want to swim, just go in the pool. The water is a little dangerous, but it was gorgeous and it was great weather. It got a little chilly on our show day, but the day we got there and the second day was really, really nice weather. There's another view from our balcony. And here we are at sound check. And really cool. Everyone played at the same stage that was kind of in the center of this courtyard at the Hard Rock. And then I grabbed a few pictures from the show. I apologize. I did not write down who took these. These might be from Robert Garza. He took a bunch of photos. Also, Marilyn and Rick put up a bunch of photos. So I think these are from one of those two lovely individuals that we had fun hanging out with there at the festival. There I am with Ben White, bassist extraordinaire. It was his birthday, too. And then with Tatang on keyboards. And also Chad Wright was playing. Of course, Kat was jamming. There we go. I got caught on the big board. So it was a lot of fun. We had such a blast. And it was so great to go. And, of course, it's always great to get home, too. So we came home. And it was our tradition. Pretty much every time we come back from a trip, you know where we go. We go straight to In-N-Out. And grab a hamburger, and so that was very tasty. And yeah, so I've got a little bit of a break right now. I've got about 4 weeks till my next show, which is perfect timing because I'm right in the middle of finishing the record, which, by the way, look out. If you're on my email list, I'm going to send an email next week. I am starting my Indiegogo officially next week. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's a crowdfunding program where you can be a part of the record and you can get the album before it comes out and a bunch of other really cool goodies as well. So I'm going to announce it next week. My first single was just picked today by my radio promoter extraordinaire, Jason Goroff. So excited. That single comes out in early August, album in September. And so we're about to start cranking up. I'm going to start sharing some of the songs with you guys on the show. And so it's perfect timing. I got about 5 weeks before I hit the road to get this record done and can't wait to share it with you guys. So that's kind of what's up right now.
So many people are saying that they like your jacket that you had on stage in Cabo.
Thank you. And that's one of the few I picked out. Most of the apparel you see me in, Kat got. But I actually went to Macy's and was able to actually do something right. So, try to bring a little flair. Actually, it was perfect. I'm glad I brought a lot of shirts because I thought it was going to be really hot. The blazer was perfect because it was a little chilly. So.
It was windy. And that was one of the reasons why the waters were a little dangerous because it was super windy and the tides were so strong.
Yep.
And they numerous times everyone was like, do not get in the water. They had people out on 4x4s like driving around the beach making sure no one was going in.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, yeah, let's get to Ask Adam.
So you just right there answered Paula Sanders' question.
Okay.
Or excuse me. That was Ellen Nakata Harper's question because she said any update on the new CD. So there you go, Ellen. That was answered for you. Robert Crutcher says, do you have you had any problems getting back into form for your live shows?
Oh my goodness, yes. But I'm in form 100% now. But the very first show back was actually that live stream for the cruise kickoff for the Dave Koz cruise, and it was so funny. Thank goodness I had the foresight to think, you know what? I should stand up in my studio and just kind of like mime out kind of my movements, what I'm going to do on the song. Because also, I played Tokyo Groove for the first time. I had never done that live. So I kind of like to have kind of an idea of my movements, where I'm going to go, work the stage, whatnot. Man, I could not play the guitar to save my life because I was so used to having the guitar close to me like this from playing, sitting down either for the Facebook show AH Live or at church. I'd just been sitting down for a whole year. So I actually had to raise up the strap on my guitar, get the guitar a little closer to me, and just kind of get comfortable in my skin. Yeah. But it feels good now. It's so good to be back. And yeah, all the shows have felt really good. Audiences have been awesome, real supportive, so I'm really excited. Definitely this break is coming at a perfect time to finish the record, but then as you saw from the tour schedule, I think we're up to 27 dates for this year and counting. So we're easily going to get 30, maybe 35 for 2021. So very excited to bring the new music to you guys.
And Robert Zahn says, when you do backing tracks, are those live musicians or do you use some digital material for bass, percussions, etc.?
Yeah, great question. So that track I did for People Make the World Go Around, I did that all myself with the exception of the drums. The drums were some loops that I had in my library. And then I played the keyboards, I played the bass, and then obviously played the guitar live for you. So yeah, a lot of times that's what I do is that's kind of the only thing I don't do is play live drums. So I'll just usually grab some loops and then play the rest of the instruments, and that's where all the tracks come from.
And then Janet Jones says, any shows scheduled for Midwest Cleveland, Ohio?
You know what? I was just working on that. I sent out a bunch of emails to some of the promoters I know in that area. So there's nothing right now. I think probably the closest is that Fort Wayne show, which I think is a couple hours, maybe 3-hour drive. So hopefully I'll get something closer to you, but maybe consider taking the drive down there. It's going to be an awesome show. I can't quite reveal who's on the bill, but you will really enjoy the lineup of that festival. So it's a multi-artist event at a big amphitheater. And so, yeah, I think that's the closest thing for right now, but hopefully something else will pop up.
So Joy Russell Nicholas says, will the first single feature Cat?
Well, I can't reveal it yet because I haven't revealed the single, but Cat will definitely be on the album, no question. And by the way, Missy, we've got to get in the studio and work on that. I have a demo worked up, but we got to cut the vocals and
I don't even know what song we're doing. So
yes, you do.
I do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you do.
He says I do. And Stephanie Ramirez says, do you ever perform in New York?
Oh, I do. We actually auspiciously closed down BB King's. We were one of the last artists to play there. So it's a little tricky now because that was kind of the go-to place to play, and they closed down. But I am working on a show there. I've got a buddy of mine with some contacts, and so stay tuned for that. I'm going to be working on it for sure.
And Paula Sanders says, how was Cabo? Well, you showed your photos, and we went through
it was awesome.
The shows and our beautiful view.
And we pretty much ate our way through that trip. So we
Did we?
Yeah, and then
oh yeah, the room service.
Yeah, we were going at it. So I'm back on the I was back on the elliptical today. So
right. And I have not been back in the gym just yet. I still need to rest a little bit.
Oh, yeah. There's always tomorrow.
And Joy Russell Nicholas said, did people have a mask on in Cabo?
Yeah, people were doing a really great job. The staff, they were 110% masked and really safe. A lot of the staff had gloves as well. Mm-hmm. One of the things that we noticed is we went to the buffet at the hotel, and they would not let you get anywhere near the food. They had servers. You would just tell them, hey, I'd like this, and they would go get it. They were gloved, so that was really great.
Yeah.
And I have to say the audience members did a really great job too, so I was pleasantly surprised. In the airport, 100% participation. So yeah, I thought it was I felt very safe on the trip. We also got tested as soon as we landed, and that was also nice just to not that we thought we would have it, but you know.
Well, we needed the testing, well, obviously for the festival.
Oh yeah,
but
that was.
You also need the testing to get back into the United States.
That was an interesting thing. That was the first time that we had encountered that. So yeah, you had to be tested because you needed a negative test in order to get back home. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you were kind of like crossing your fingers, but of course, we're really safe all the time. So
now, and the only time people were not wearing masks, obviously, were if they were sitting down and eating, or outside. Obviously, outside you are not required to wear a mask. You can if you have to, but I mean it's open air, and everyone was complying. I actually felt really safe at this resort, and even in the airport. More so than like here at home, like in Trader Joe's or something.
Yeah.
So it was very surprising. Yeah. And so this kind of segues into Juanita Canley's question. She said, I haven't been to any live events yet. What precautions are being taken now, if any? She's curious.
Yeah, well, every event is different, so it depends on the location. It depends on the promoter. It also depends on
the state.
Every state has different regulations. In California, there's shows still being postponed because you're not able to hold events. And then in other states, they're going full speed ahead. So it's kind of hard to give you a definitive answer. It's really case by case. Is it outside? Is it inside? There's just a lot of parameters that go into it.
Yeah. And going to other states, it's very shocking because, like Adam just said, California is the more stringent state aside from New York and Hawaii. And so going to other states and people are kind of laissez-faire or things just aren't as buttoned up, it's really appalling.
Yeah.
It's scary. And so it's just very different. It just depends on the circumstances. So Stephanie Ramirez says, even if you were vaccinated, asking about the COVID test, yes. Even if you're vaccinated, you still have to take COVID tests because you can still catch and spread COVID when you're vaccinated. So it's an extra precaution.
Yeah.
And then Gary Fuston says, wow, how long for test results?
It was one of those rapid tests, so we got the results in like 10 minutes or 15 minutes or something like that. So it was pretty impressive. I've done a few of those. You know, I had done a few live tapings during the pandemic, and so it wasn't my first rapid test, but it was kind of funny. This was my first one where it was from the mouth. So I took the swab and I was about to put it in my nose, and the guy was like, "Oh no." So I have been doing all the ones with the nose where you basically feel like you're touching your brain, and so this was a saliva test. But yeah, it was a rapid test.
So Marcus Anderson just chimed in.
What's
and
up,
he
Marcus?
Put in a cat for cat. Hi, Marcus.
Meow.
And he says, just catching the end, long work day with the emoji with the sweat coming down.
Right on, Marcus.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in with us,
Yeah,
Marcus.
always
we
great to
miss
see
you.
you.
And
Yeah,
I guess
man.
you're getting ready for your coffee and jazz, right?
Yeah, his festival is happening. We announced that last week when he was on the shows, and he's got his new album out, Hero Live. So make sure to check that out. And if you're anywhere near Asheville, get your tickets. It's going to be an awesome, awesome show. He's got some incredible artists. CeeLo is there, Javier Colon, Jasmine Jen, Jeff Kashawa. Those are just a few. So, and it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous setting. So check it out.
And then last question for Ask Adam is from Steve Hall. He says, are you going to do a show here in wine country like McMinnville?
So McMinnville is about 20 minutes from where I'm from in Oregon. And I would love to come up there. I don't know of anybody that's putting those on. But if you know Steve, hit me up. Drop me a line. Let me know if there's any promoters up there doing shows. That would be, I would think, an ideal location. It is so gorgeous up there, especially in the summer and the fall. So I think it's a no-brainer. Let's figure it out.
And so many people are talking about Marcus's coffee. They're
Oh,
saying
yeah.
they need to order more, that his coffee is amazing.
Yeah,
People are
Marcus,
saying
I'm still
good luck
waiting.
with your festival. Yeah, we're still waiting for some coffee, Marcus.
You know,
I guess we're
A
just
not
going to
so
have to go to
subtle hint.
Raleigh and get a cup
We-
from his coffee shop.
we put the B in subtle. Yeah, so we're waiting, Marcus. Anytime now. Anytime.
So so that is all for Ask Adam and our comments.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, honey. As
You're
usual,
welcome.
I know you're a little tired from the trip, so thank you for making it happen for
You're
AH
welcome.
Live. And we will see you next week.
All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
All right, it's that time to let you know who is coming through on next Wednesday. We have another trumpet player extraordinaire, Ilya Serov, and he's also an incredible, incredible vocalist. I had a chance to sit down with him and chat and see what he's up to. He's got a new single that's burning up the charts. It features Dave Koz. It's called Heat. And so we talked about that and quite a few other things. So make sure you tune in next Wednesday, June 9th, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on Adam Hawley Artist page. And don't forget to follow my page as well so that you can catch the show each week and also catch all the other announcements as we move forward. So I've got one more tune for you, and I felt like doing a little bit of a party vibe for you. I was in a good mood today, and I'm going to dial up my tune, Old School Jam, all the way from the first record. Come on, y'all. Here we go. awesome to spend another Wednesday with you guys. If you want to help us out, quick reminder, just click that link in the description. PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. Of course, we have stars. Huge thanks to you guys for spending the evening with us. We have Ilya Serov in the house next week with his Billboard charting and incredible new single. It's called Heat. Hope y'all see you all next week. Have a great evening.